really busy.
Yo, we're live. How's everybody? Good. Good.
Ahoy, hoy.
Hoy hoy.
Doing it.
There's Paloma.
Does she have cheese?
Thursday. Fermented cheese?
And there's Little Beaver. Right on time.
Well, I'll be damned.
Tuck those shirts in.
Sorry, I was making soup for competition at work tomorrow.
Oh, really? Soup competition.
You're having a soup competition at work tomorrow, or you're having like a race and then you have soup?
It's a soup competition. It's a whole. They've done an entire week of like Super Bowl shit, and tomorrow is like the soup competition of the caps of the week. So yeah.
Are you gonna win?
I don't know. We'll see.
That's the goal.
That would be the
No,
goal.
I thought I would poison all of my coworkers.
Hey, you know when soup's good.
Yeah, that's H.G. Willikers. Poison all my coworkers.
I made a spicy corn chowder today.
That sounds good.
It's pretty tasty. Not like super spicy, but it's enough like you get the salty and the sweet, and then after you haven't taken a bite for a moment, you get a little bit of a burn.
Only 3 people died this time.
What? From eating his set your ass on fire chili or whatever it is. What's going on? I don't know, my chroma cam's all messed. I ain't gonna mess with it. I've got lines through me. The boards are. I'm ghostly.
Caesar said he wants to watch, but he's got to DM Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Cool.
All right, Caesar.
Go have fun with that, C's. See ya.
When you kill the players, come back. We'll still be here.
Yeah, let us know.
Just come back.
It's not typically a campaign that seeks to kill your characters per se.
Hey, there's a beholder. I remember underwear hanging from a beholder.
So we definitely tried very hard to get that to kill us at some point.
Yeah, I mean, we were basically begging Marb for it to attack us.
What?
The mechanical beholder that Tark befriended.
Oh, the one that he brought home that kind of floats
Yes.
around Troll Skull Manor?
He hung his underwear on it, you remember?
Yeah, his loincloth. That's right, he did.
I mean, at one point we were basically begging you for it to attack us.
Dude, the one house there where we decided we were just going to kill both sides. I'm pretty sure Marv let us go with our lives that night.
I don't know.
We were doing all right till the orc kicked through the door. Sherbaz or whatever his name was.
Rabaz? Oh, yeah.
Oh, Tark's rival?
Took
Took
Tark and dribbled him around like a fucking basketball.
Yeah. Tark has to have a rematch eventually with that fucker.
Hey, it's still sitting over. You guys say the word and we'll switch right back over to something out of Waterdeep. We probably won't run. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the dungeon crawl thing, even after the first level, I was like, shit, we've got 23 more levels of this. And but it's up to you. We'll go run the fucking dungeon crawl. We'll go run some other shit out of the Yonic Portal, Salt Marsh, something, and you guys can play them characters.
Well, for now, I'm perfectly happy with Deadlands.
Well, it's your game. I've always said that. So you guys let me know what you want to do. But with that,
I'm down to save the world and build something.
Build a better place for you and me?
No, I mean,
basically what
she
wants to become a supervillain.
I mean, I'm down for paving the road with good intentions.
Maybe our Deadlands characters can become D&D character 5e. Like, wow. King Timmons is a half-orc. Oh, no.
All right, adventure deck has been shuffled.
What do we got? Adventure cards. Here we go.
Well, here we go. So,
Blankety blank.
First, I'll hold off on the fate chips because Not everybody has told me what they thought about me yet today. There's one. There we go. Adventure cards have been shuffled. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys got all 6 of you have 2 adventure cards, from what I can see.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah, thank you.
They're what?
I don't know why, but I'll take 2.
It depends.
I think it's because we're higher ranked. Don't you get
there you
more
go.
when you go?
You don't get more uses, so everybody can only, well, except the 2 they have.
Yeah, you still can only use 1, except sometimes you can get more than 1, I think.
You get edges?
Somebody,
Yeah,
an edge or something.
Yeah, Destiny.
I think
Shout
actually,
card and an extra use.
I think actually Paloma can use 2.
Thank you, Bunny.
Paloma,
Thank you.
Paloma and Little Bro, I think.
Yeah, I believe it's both the immunes.
All right, and
Yeah,
with
now
that,
that I understand how my brain's supposed to be working here, I got it.
all right, so you guys all got your random fate chips, extra fate chips, and you've got your adventure cards dealt out. And where are my tonight? I am going to draw fate chips. I didn't do that last week, but for 6 of you all, let's see, random fate chip. Oh, a red one.
Hey, you can quit drawing now, you know? You don't have to draw all those.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
I got a fate chip for every wild card on the table, and there are 6 of you wild cards out there right now. Whoa, Rooster Peterson's out there. Does that mean I get a 7th? Oh, my gosh.
Yes. And technically, if you add a wild card, in an encounter, you get a chip as well.
I think you should only get half a wild card because he's in love.
Well, I've been pretty lenient on. Well, Rooster, yes, Rooster is in love with Paloma. You see him over there, like cleaning the dirt off of her feet with his tongue.
No.
Jeremy, who's that? Is that your nephew? Neighbor kid playing your Xbox? What's going on?
My sister was watching him. She had to go take care of some stuff.
Hey, say hey. He's grabbing his junk. I like that.
That's how boys think.
Yep. Cool. Okay. So, quick recap. Rather than me reading through the notes and message of the day. By the way, Drake came up with a great idea on kind of keeping a journal. If you open the calendar and go to any date with a little red bubble on it, you should be able to see the notes that were the message of the day recap for that session. But do you remember, what was going on?
Is today Monday is Monday the 12th? The 12th? Oh, it said 12 and.
It is. Here we go.
Oh, I guess I probably need to open up my Word document.
Midnight.
Tuesday at midnight.
Tuesday at midnight.
We got back to the camp.
Yeah, you guys have been. I mean, okay, you get back out here. You get back to the camp when these airships come over and drop bombs like you've never could imagine. I mean, it was awful. Ghost Town, the little spread out village outside of Los Angeles. That was all blown to shit on fire, part of Los Angeles. Well, no, I guess Los Angeles wasn't, but it also did one thing effectively, and that was end this massive battle that was going on between 5 different railroad barons out here on the plateau outside the east gate of Los Angeles. You guys make it back to where you came into this scene at with Dr. Darius Hellstrom on the Wasatch line, and Lacey O'Malley, he tells you, go seek out Captain who, Pennington Smythe, Roderick Pennington Smythe, something like that, in Shanfan. Other than that, keep your eye on the Sunday Epitaph, page 13, classifieds. Look for any classifieds that say good intentions. And a couple hours go by, you're gathering the mules and the horses and getting things hitched up, checking out the food stores, noticing that shit's starting to rot. And you're like, what the hell's going on? You guys will, let's see. So I just kind of pick up where we left off. So Lacey O'Malley, he tells you that Weird West is wide open. He advises you to find Captain Roderick Pennington Smythe in Shanfan. You'll find a membership in the Explorer Society has its privileges. There are strange things going on, and they are somehow related. Lacey O'Malley is going to look for his friend Sam Hellman a while longer. He tells you there's a small town that has recently sprung up east of here around Ore Collection Station 37. They're calling it Perdition. Seems every territory or state needs a Perdition. You might lay up there for a while, get provisioned, and find out just how to get to Shanfan in one piece. Then he tells you, I'll find Sam. We'll head south to pick up the Bayou Vermilion line into Tombstone. Keep your eye on a Sunday edition of the Epitaph. If you can find a telegraph office, at least one with a trustworthy telegraphist, I'd be obliged to receive word from you regarding any strange occurrences. Best of luck to you all. I'm sure we'll meet again. That'd be what?
Jethro.
Yeah, Jethro wouldn't like that too much, but he may not have necessarily said it to Jethro.
Well, he would be our trusted telegrapher. Telegrapher? Telegrapher?
Telegraphist.
This just in.
That's all, folks.
So,
wrong cartoon, but I like your enthusiasm.
As you guys are kind of milling around this, I mean, this is like a small village built up at the end of this railhead. And then, a mile and a half south, you see two more just like it for Bayou Vermilion and Dixie Rails. And then to the north, Union Blue and whatever the other one is. So there's a lot of people, but there's a lot of bodies laying everywhere and wounded everywhere. And Hellstrom seems to be back in his private coach, and everybody's kind of going back to their own business.
Hey, Paloma, do you want to go help these people?
Do I want to? What do
With
I
your-
look like?
What? You got that healing touch, they're burning and hurting.
So?
Okay, I was just checking.
Are we getting paid?
Let's go loot them then.
She's like, they're just white men.
Little
That's
Beaver
exactly what she was thinking.
Little Beaver pulls out his knife and says, I can help them easily.
Now, guys. Let's not kill innocents.
I don't like that knife. I get behind Jeb. Timon's like, he's talking to you, Jeb. He's got a knife out.
Okay, he's got a knife.
And Little Beaver is going to look at Paloma and say, we search bodies.
Let's go loot the battlefield. You wouldn't be the only ones. As you turn around and look out over the battlefield, you can see people going along, and you don't know. Maybe they're just out there helping them. Checking to see who's injured, who needs help. Oh nope, that guy just took a wallet or something off that dude. And while you guys are kind of milling about the place, and your ears are still ringing from these bombs, and as a matter of fact, you can still hear just the screaming ghost rock and these fires scattered across, this big plateau for about a mile in different places. But you hear people starting to talk, about what they're doing, and a lot of them are heading to this little town that's kind of grown up around an ore collection station to the east of here. And it looks like they're calling the town Perdition, holding an election or some kind of shit.
Do we even
20 sides to every story.
Perdition,
What's up, buddy?
Recent visit there, or not recent, I guess.
Well, for a second there, I thought I was having a dream or something. It's a Perdition. Is that same place? Oh my god.
Yeah. Do we even want to visit there?
Do we have to?
I don't think so. I think we should
Screw
only
that
visit
place.
there if we absolutely have to.
Hey, thank you for the cheer bits. 20 sides to every story, cheer bits.
Well, we don't want to be running out of food heading up north.
I agree, but I'd rather stop anywhere else but a town called Perdition. Especially if it's the same town, Perdition, that we visited for lack of a better term, Dreamscape.
If we even go near there and I see the faintest sign of a little girl, I ain't stopping, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, that was good. No, it's not the same Perdition. But yeah, they're holding an election there. Let's see what else. Best way to travel in the Great Maze is by boat or ship, but it can be quite dangerous.
Well, it's the Weird West period. I think everywhere is dangerous.
It is, but you've got between Lost Angels and Shanfan, it's a pretty dangerous territory. It's much of it belongs to, and you hear some people talking Warlord Quan. And his capital is Fort Norton, lies in the heart of it. They tell you hear some people talking about tread lightly there.
Wasn't that the group that attacked us on the train last?
That was Kang.
Oh, okay. As in the Klingon Kang?
There's a bunch of triads operating in Central California, Northern California. Yes, he is. You got to put the slash before the W. Fucker.
I haven't played this game.
I like that. Let's see. So I'll pull open the map of California that we're going to use. This actually is for a different event. But you guys are down here in Southern Cal. SoCal.
Aw, San Diego got ruined.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the original city of Los Angeles, I want to say Los Angeles now, was somewhere like out there. Until about 11 years ago. 11 years ago, the great earthquake just shattered the place.
In-game, correct?
In-game. Florida had an earthquake this week, didn't they, Drake?
I thought it was gas.
It very well could have been gas.
Fracking.
So it looks like we gotta pull out to the east anyway, and then we got a long trip north before we can head back over.
It was between Cuba, Jamaica, and Florida, like in that area.
Well, if this map is accurate, there seems to be a railhead just before Shannonsburg, even though I don't really want to get on a train.
Yes.
Why is it green? Whose railhead is green?
Iron Dragon.
So that area right there is basically Quan Province. So pretty dangerous territory.
What is a Quan?
Warlord Quan. I think that's his name.
If not, it is now.
Yeah, it is. General Mu Chao Quan, more commonly known as Warlord Quan.
He's Chinese?
Yeah, there's information you guys will learn if you kind of mill around, maybe go check out town or talk to some of the people. I mean, this is like a small town in itself right here at the railhead. And you got 4 others out there just like it.
Well, we got to make our way, what, like, we got to go to Shannonsburg? Is that where we need to go?
Well, we're actually heading to Shanfan.
Yeah, there's Shanfan. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay. So, yeah, so if we...
They recommended us taking a boat, I would imagine, down the rivers of the maze. Is that correct?
Huh?
You just said you would imagine. We've not been told that, technically.
You have, I mean, people will tell you, start asking around, like, hey, man, what's the best road to get to Shanfan on? Stuff like that. And by the way, there's several Native Americans around here. Little Beaver, Paloma, you could speak with them. Lots of Chinese. Anybody that speaks Mandarin or Cantonese. But no, you start asking around, and you hear several people say, "No, man, the best way to get there is by boat or ship, if you got a good captain, because it's pretty dangerous. But it's really dangerous going over land, and that it's about 400 miles north."
Yeah, sounds like it would be quicker on the water.
Well, I'm not sure we want to be hopping on a boat right here anyway with everything going on.
This is true, but we would have to find some place to get on it.
Well, we know we can't go into Los Angeles. And I think we should avoid that. What's Bear's Claws?
Let me see here. Come on.
How do we get over the...
I just need to go over here to the...
I mean, that's probably where we should be going, something like that.
I wonder if there's any, like, little ports or whatever, just random.
Let's say if we do stop over Perdition just to get more food and whatnot, head right north and then follow the size of the maze up towards Lions Roar, see if we find anything along the way. If not,
well, where did they say Perdition is rumored to be?
Just east of us, so we'd have to cut out east anyway before we head north. Otherwise, we're just gonna run into the cracks.
Oh, from where you're at, if you go to the east end of town here, the east end of the railhead camp, you can see lights in this huge, bunch of towers built out there. Yeah, I say towers. They're, maybe 50 feet tall, but probably a mile, 2 miles away. You can see it off in the distance.
Oh, well, we definitely want to start heading that way then. Yeah, so we start heading east. Easterly.
That's west.
Or westerly.
Actually, before we head out anywhere,
it's only a mile.
Being that this is the Old West and all, wagon trains, anything like that.
You see a lot of people moving towards this new little upstart town. A lot of wounded. Okay. They're seeking help. They're seeking food.
They're seeking perdition.
Yeah, they're seeking perdition. There you go. 20 sides. We're really digging it. You're looking at a group that's learning the rule set and everything. So bear with us because we may go, I don't know what the hell to do here. But anyway. So, yeah.
Little Beaver would say, to the group, traveling in large number better than traveling with only 4 or 5. Yep. Meaning, maybe we should,
Well, there's like a whole bunch of people going that way. Yeah, I think we should go that way too. Look at all these people.
So
All these injured and people that are going to die are heading to the perdition. That's where we want to be going.
as long as it's not the same perdition.
It means the same thing no matter what language you say it in.
Yeah, that can't be the same town. That was over in like Wyoming.
Kansas.
Little girl.
What?
Kansas or
Let's-
Nevada?
It's not a town, it's a place. You just don't
Little
understand
girl.
how it works.
Won't hurt you, smelly.
Plus, all the most fun towns have holy names. Like
It's not that I was scared of the little girl.
Purgatory
It's the place. It's the whole place. It's pretty creepy, you gotta admit it.
Oh, it was damn creepy.
This is a conversation we're having as we're heading towards it.
So you get to the eastern edge of this, the eastern edge of the little rail camp here, and you see 3 or 4 kids, and then you see another couple running around out there. There might be 5 of them, and they're going up and they're tugging on people's coats, and then you see them talking to folks. And as you get
Is that a little girl?
As you get
That's
closer,
a little girl, isn't it?
it is.
Get back!
And she comes running right at you. But you're up on the wagon, so she doesn't. And she comes up to. Let's see, who does she run up to? Oh fuck! She runs up to Timmons and jumps on the side of the wagon, and
he just freezes.
Excuse me,
Hold
mister.
me.
Excuse me, mister. Are you going to that town over there? Can you take us? Can you take us with you? Looks like a bunch of
Do I
orphans.
have a choice? Do I have a choice? Can we leave them here?
You like
My
small
mule's
children.
by. My mule's
Bring her along.
Little girl turns around and hollers at the other kids, "I got us a ride! Got us a ride!" And here comes these other poor kids running over.
Timmons hands the girl to Little Beaver. Here, take her. I gotta drive the mules.
Little Beaver takes her,
Please.
sits her down right beside Timmons.
Oh, thanks, Little Beaver. Yeah, Jack and Jill. Yeah, mule. Yeah.
What the hell? Fantasy Grounds College, lay room with the biddies. Thank you, buddy. So they sit this little girl right on the bench next to you, and she's just looking at you. You got anything to eat?
I got some beef jerky from the last perdition. You want some?
Let's see.
Uh,
Where is the little girl? Here she is.
see that old guy over there? That's her again.
Yeah, that's
What? Is this the girl that we saved the last time?
That's
I
her.
don't know.
Yes,
What's
it's the
her-
same damn girl. That's the same picture.
what? What's wrong with her?
It's the
I
same.
like how you can
Or the little
reshare it, and if you don't move it, it pops up in the same place. It's creepy.
While she's sitting there with Timmons, Little Beaver is going to be behind them, and he's just going to occasionally poke Timmons in the ribs.
Stop poking me! I'm gonna wreck. I'm gonna wreck the car.
Couple of these kids are looking for something to eat on here, and you guys are like, man, it's been
That old man's got
hours
food.
since we
Go ask that old man
Go
over
ask
there.
that old man over there.
Yeah, go ask the old man in the back of the wagon. He'll probably have food.
He's got like fireball going.
All right, so you guys head out to the east, and it is just a constant procession of people moving this direction. A lot of them. Who's cheering over here? Spinsters.
Svenny.
Oh, Svenny. There's something significant to his 255. He comes in with these odd numbers. What's the 255, Sven?
Did he take number 1?
Yeah, that might.
He went over somebody by 5.
Yeah, Jingo. He kicked Jingo's butt. Bit boss. Okay, so yeah, they're kind of climbing all over your wagon. They're opening up the stores hanging off the outside, the food bins. You see him kind of grabbing some nuts. When he goes, that's rotten, he throws it down on the ground and pulls something else out. Mister, can we eat this?
Sure.
These kids look like they need a meal.
A mead.
Hey, you kids don't need no meat. Get out of my mead.
If it's the stuff that's bad, you can eat it all you want.
Simmons.
We ain't gonna eat it.
They don't need to eat the rotten food either.
Great spirit, no like treating children
It
badly.
might not be rotten to them. Who knows? It might be from the spirit world.
Well, we know how to take care of children from the spirit world, don't we?
You kill the dog.
Something like that, yeah.
So, HG, what are you doing? Looking at the map or something? You're talking about all these towns. Perdition's bound to have a better class of painted ladies than someplace like Devil's Post Piles. You could.
It sounds like a sausage fest.
There's people around you. You guys are just kind of riding your horses at a walk. The mules are just not really moving too fast, and people moving all around you. You could ask folks about places on the map if you wanted to. But, it takes you, a whole 20 minutes, 30 minutes probably. And you guys find yourself riding into this town that there's a few permanent buildings, but most of it seems to be houses constructed of canvas, maybe some sideboards that come up about 2 or 3 feet. Then the rest is canvas walls. You do see a church.
Oh, and it's midnight, right? Isn't that what the time was?
No, we'll say it's a good 2 hours past that, so I would.
So maybe we should
It's like 2 a.m.
Maybe we should stop for the evening. How close are we to those towers or structures or whatever they were? Do we want to go?
You can see them. Yeah, you get closer. HG, you would know what it is. It looks like a big ore bins, places where they're buying ore, and there's an elevator that runs to the top. You've seen this shit around the mines out in Colorado and stuff.
Gotcha.
But there's the unmistakable taste in the air. Of course, it could have been from those bombs that went off, but the tinge of ghost rock. You can feel it, you can smell it.
And I bet HG can taste it.
Smell it. Makes you feel like you're at home.
Yeah. Let's see, is there actually a town? Yeah, go ahead.
So you can refine and drink Ghost Rock. Bad things happen, but
I think I'll
It
pass.
tastes good.
I think I'll pass.
Try never drink that.
It's pretty good on a hamburger.
What?
Sprinkle it on your hamburgers.
Little Beaver pulls out his knife a little bit.
I'm kidding. Don't poke me. Don't poke me no more in the back.
It's just a kid.
The little girl's falling asleep. Whatever she ate made her sleepy.
Well, it is in the middle of the night. Do we continue until we get to Perdition, or are we actually stop?
You're pulling in the outskirts of it right now.
Ah.
Yep.
yeah, we should probably just find a room for the night and stock up in the morning and head out.
That sounds like a plan.
Let's get us some rest in the actual town while we can. It might be a while.
Maybe we could stay here 2 days. All night. all the next day, and then decide what we're gonna do.
It's a possibility.
And if it's creepy, we just leave.
Well, I'm
Is
sure
there
at this
dogs
point
here?
it's just gonna fill up with refugees and injured. Being this close.
What's the weather like out here in Southern California in 1879 in the weird West?
Hot.
Let's say it's
Hot.
in May.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it's not really humid,
Well, it's
but it's pretty
2
warm.
a.m. probably cool.
In the daytime, yeah, 2 a.m. it's cool. You're in the high desert. So,
Look, do they have a livery?
yeah, you can find livery.
So, obviously, that's where Timmons is heading. We gotta put the mules up. We can't just leave them on the street.
There is a hotel, and you look at it, and there's like people sleeping on the porch outside. There's people all over the place in this town. Just, they've dropped what little belongings they've got beside them. A lot of them are injured. No room in the inn, so to say.
Sounds like we should just park outside for the night.
We gotta. Is there an empty vacant lot or something we can set up camp in town?
Oh yeah.
So we find like a convenient vacant lot with a privy. If there is a place that's got fresh water somewhere.
Probably no fresh
A well
water.
or.
No, you'd have to. There's a public water supply.
well.
Yeah, you can go into town. You see a small water tower here. Looks like they got a couple of windmills pumping water to fill it up.
Well, the wagon, we have blister bags, so we could set up a couple just in case it rains. We might get some water. So when we set up camp, we'll set up the blister bags.
Yeah, it'd be
for rain.
full of ghost rock. That's the perfect brew to drink right there. The rainwater right after
Hey, you never
bomb.
know when you need to take a bath and get those leeches off of you. The ghost rock just washes them right off.
Yeah, Sven says you're in the high desert, so everyone has the munchies.
The high desert. I told you we're in a spirit world, man. See the size of that chicken?
So you guys get you find this lot, you get set up. You'll probably have to take your wagons, like with your water barrels in them, to the public water supply, or carry, bucket at a time or whatever. But that'd take a while. You could always do that tomorrow, but you could settle in, get a good rest for the night.
Oh, we probably have some drinking water on the wagon, but yeah, that's what we want to do. Set up partial sleeping arrangements and get some rest. Yeah, quick camp.
All right.
Which is basically fold out a couple of the wagons. Just undo one of them, basically.
So we'll pass the night then, and I will roll it forward to what time are you guys getting up? 6 a.m. You start hearing the town come to life with the people slinging hammers and building shit.
Get up when cock crows.
There you go.
Isn't that always with you?
Timmons has a -4, so he's just done.
He's sleeping. He's sleeping right through the pound of
He
the hammer.
He don't care. Somebody's got to actually kick Timmons to get him up.
Little Beaver, when you wake up, you notice that the kids that had kind of fallen asleep on top of the wagon, and some of them crawled underneath it and were sleeping. They're gone. But you look off through the crowd for them, and you can see one or two of them darting here and there, digging through trash cans and stuff. And there are still people drifting in from the west, carrying the, what few belongings they have, some of them injured. The town is just overfilling right now. Overflowing with people, I mean.
All right. Well, if that's the case, Little Beaver will he'll leave camp and he'll make his way into the streets a little more, and just sort of kind of try to listen in on what people are talking about for the most part in this town.
Okay.
Trying to look as inconspicuous as a very tall, very ugly Native American would try to look.
Pretty good sized guy.
Inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not ugly, but maybe just overall
No,
intimidating.
no.
Ugly.
Yeah, he's ugly.
Looks
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
like a hatchet wound.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's ugly.
Hatchet face.
Yeah, it's a major hindrance. Yeah, he's ugly.
No,
Uh,
I mean, like, never mind. I'm not explain that.
I got
yeah.
a couple of them.
Plumber, are you moving through this little town with him? Or did you sleep in, or
She's
what are you doing?
staying in the, like, she's making sure to basically keep herself in the majority of the blind spots of people as she's walking along with him.
Okay. You're trying to sneak through a town full of people?
No, it's just not so much. Well, it's a type of sneaking, right? She's just trying to be inconspicuous.
You're like looking at the ground, not making eye contact with people.
Yeah, she's not. She's too hot.
Insecure.
To be, so, yeah.
I would think she's successful, whereas I'm not.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah. Well, you do find it easier to avoid notice when you're walking with hatchet face Charlie.
Nice.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad though. You're not drawing too much attention, but you got to realize these people, their mind is elsewhere right now. There's been a major disaster happen. People are trying to get their shit together. Trying to find the basic necessities, food. Matter of fact, you look over Little Beaver and there's some dude over there just pissing all over the side of a building because he's got no place else to do it. Except right beside the guy that's got his pants down and he's taking a squat in the alley.
Timmons is like, what? I woke up. I had to go pee.
You come upon a group of, it's a bunch of Chinese. They look like railroad workers. And they're all talking. Of course, they're speaking in their own language. And you see them they're all pointing, and then one of them shakes his head. No. And then the other one's pointing, and they're arguing about something. Of course, it's hard to tell with the Chinese. They might just be talking about what's for dinner. H.G. Willikers, what do you get? Oh my God. What are you doing, HG? Genthro?
Genthro would like to be talking to the people trying to figure out the closest town that has a working telegraph.
And they tell you, well, if you go north, you can hit that, no, let's see, where is it? Let me pull up. What'd I do? I closed my calendar? Or my map? No, it tells you you'd probably have to pick up the railhead down to Bayou Vermilion to the southeast.
How far, like, how many days away is that from where we are?
Oh shit. That's probably 80 miles. So with mules and wagons, about 12 miles a day.
And how many days?
That's about 80 miles down there.
I'm sorry, what are you guys talking about?
Think about this.
Shit.
To get an idea, it is 400 miles as the crow flies between Los Angeles and Shanfan. So that's 80 to 100 miles.
Oh, I'm not questioning the how many days it takes.
Let's see.
Does Shanfan have
About 7 days.
6 or 7 days.
Anybody know if Shanfan has a working telegraph office?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Then I don't see a point to detour.
Yeah, anytime you get along the railroad, the rail lines, you're gonna find a telegraph office. You do hear some interesting, something that you find odd, but maybe not, is that the Right Reverend Grimm doesn't like telegraph offices.
Oh no, technology is always. People tend to always hate technology in one form or another.
It's got the devil in it.
Yeah.
Arts and communication don't really go together very well anyway.
His name is Grim. He ain't like much anyways.
Yeah.
Alright, so Timmons wakes up after everybody else does.
Now, he
Where are
probably
we going?
probably started waking up when Jeb started to kick him in the ribs.
8 a.m. Jeb said
Oh,
enough of that shit. He comes over and kicks you in the rib. Time to
I
do
rolled
something.
my notice. I had an 8 minus 4, but I still succeeded.
So he's like, huh? What? Huh? Starts to go back to sleep.
Hey now, no, get your ass up. You got mules to feed.
That food's rotten. I'm gonna have to feed him one of them kids.
If you can find them.
Did they take our shit in the night?
I don't think so.
Just your stuff.
Yeah, they took
Well,
your
it's
shit
all my stuff,
in the night.
technically.
Well, you can see there's some food.
But you're
definitely
equal
some food.
partners.
Not worried about a little bit of food.
No, the food's gonna go bad anyways. That's what we need to find, is some fresh food.
I concur. Well, Genthro seems to be doing the information gathering. Not sure what Paloma and Little Beaver are doing precisely, other than wandering around town.
That's exactly what I'm doing, wandering around town, yeah.
I guess,
Is there like a
go try
tavern?
to find vision.
Not a tavern. A saloon.
Yeah,
A
there's
saloon.
Yep, saloon, hotel. There's a saloon. Then there's the hotel that has a saloon in it.
Too early to drink, Timmons.
There's a tavern as well. Small little tavern.
I beg your pardon. The bartenders in towns generally know more about what's going on than, let's say, that person over there. The one that's taking a poop in the alleyway.
Would have to agree, but I
So,
guess we could ask while we're out getting visions.
and of course, if you go in there, you gotta buy something to drink. So, yeah, let's go. We go to the saloon. Not the saloon in the hotel, but just the saloon, because I think it might be less busy.
Would
Maybe
the
less
saloon-
people in there.
Would the saloon even be open at 8 a.m.?
Dude, it's this place is packed. I mean, the town is stacked with people. So yeah, the saloon's open. They're pouring whiskey to a bunch of people down on their luck.
I hope they paid for it first.
Let's see. Do we have some? Sure we do.
So,
Money.
are these people armed? Are any of these people wearing a hip holster and carrying rifles, or how's this town fortified?
Probably a lot of refugees at the moment.
So who all's in a saloon? Timmons, Jeb.
And Jeb.
Timmons.
Itchy probably tag along.
Of course you did.
Of course. Somebody said saloon, and here comes HG.
Wait, no, we just show up when we get there. He's already there. We're like, what?
And he actually has a
stool
right in the middle of the bar, so you know he was one of the first ones in here this morning.
Hey, beer
did he ever leave last night?
We like how Jethro knows that he was here last night. None of us did.
I also know you slept on your left side, and I know that Jeb over there, sleeps with the pillow, or sleeps with the gun underneath his pillow.
Hey, so do you.
That's not the only place, Mike. But that's okay.
Well, it's the only one that's obvious.
It's like I know that little beaver over there always has his hand on his hatchet when it's on next, while he's asleep.
Where are those?
With one eye open.
What Indian are they? Sioux?
I believe so. They're Sioux something.
Who, the Indians that are here?
Paloma and little beaver.
They're Lakota Sioux.
Yep. Oh, they're Sioux.
Lakota, yeah. So they are from eastern Wyoming, down into northeast Colorado, a little bit into Nebraska, South Dakota.
So I believe they're actually, their land's much bigger here. Remember. Like in Deadlands, they all unite from there.
So Timmons to go up and order everybody a shot that's with him. Hey, bartender, we need to ask you a couple of questions over a shot. Whiskey all around. Me and my friends.
Okay, I was about to ask you mean for the whole bar?
Hell no. I ain't getting these people drunk at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, hey bartender, we need to find some fresh food. Do you know where we could get some?
He looks up at you, says, "That might be hard to do in town right now, mister. You and the other 100 people that walked through my door this morning asked me the same question."
Did they buy a shot?
Yep. The only thing I got's corn in a bottle.
And it looks like your pockets are sagging, full of coins. So you ain't hunting, taking care of these folks.
I suspect not. Well, can you tell me what the closest town where we might find provisions is?
There's Los Angeles. I don't know what's going on there.
Let's just say it's bad there. It's really bad there at the moment.
You might just try the market down the road. Go over the other side of the ore collection station. Try the market. There's some ranchers. You might try them. If you see any coming through town with some cattle, you might be able to buy a cow. Short of that, I can't help you, buddy. Everybody's looking for food. Everybody's looking for a place to sleep.
Well, we're good on the sleeping situation at the moment. Do you know how we might find, or the best path for getting to Shanpan would be?
He tells you, he says, there's 2 ways to get to Shanpan. I'd advise you go by boat. Matter of fact, you want to travel anywhere around here, you better get you a good boat. You can go up landways, but that's some rough territory. I mean rough. And he looks you up and down, just turns around and goes back to pouring wood.
No location.
I don't think he likes you, Jeb.
I don't don't care if he likes
Does
him.
he
No,
like
it's not that he. Yeah, I could like him. He might like him a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be trying to hide Jeb's badge while talking to this fella. I don't know if he would have noticed it or not.
You're
I mean,
not.
it is supposed to be busy. Yeah, I'm not trying.
You're not. Hang on. I don't understand what you're not trying to hide it, or you're flaunting it, or you're not showing it, or what?
I'm not trying to hide it. But I'm not like, like pointing at it and puffing my chest out.
Tapping on it. And look at this here badge.
Well, if you're wearing it proudly, he's probably going to look at you and say, "Hey, so where are you the marshal at, or the sheriff, or whatever you be? What's that say? Sheriff?
Deputy of Denver.
Oh, marshal, deputy marshal of Denver. That's the badge you're wearing. It'd be different than your old
Yeah.
badge from Kansas.
I'd still keep that one around. Sentimental value and such.
Says maybe looking to hire a sheriff around here.
Well, I'm afraid we have problems of our own to take care of. We're currently on a mission. We're actually trying to get to Shanfan as part of it.
So basically, after talking to him a little bit, he gives you the story about the town. The new town of Perdition sprung up like weeds around Ore Collection Station 37. And the town's grown so fast that lawlessness now threatens to take hold. Local ghost rock magnates, at Hellstrom's behest, hint strongly that elections for Marshal and Mayor of Perdition should take place soon. So he kind of tells you, yeah, man, they're trying to get a mayor and nobody wants to take the job. You're just another one, just like the people looking for food, just another one that says no way. Somebody's got to do something for us, though. It's getting dangerous around here. And he goes on pouring.
Well, I mean, I can help out here, while I'm here, maybe, but, we plan on moving on in the next day or two. Is there anything in particular that you're being troubled with?
Oh, it's just crazy around here. There's no law. You know what it's like, friend, when there's no law? And he just goes on pouring whiskey.
Wow. Did you see what HG put in out of character chat?
Seems like a very solid plan. Just a little.
I gave him the $6 I got from Los Angeles.
You're going to give him the $6? He looks at you, he goes, well, thank you, friend. Here, have another. And he goes on pouring whiskey.
I don't suppose you know of any nearby ports where we might find a trustworthy captain, do you?
And a boat to take mules in a wagon.
That might be pushing a little bit, Timmons.
Be putting nice when we get to where we're going to have some mules in a wagon. Gotta admit it.
I will, but it's going to be difficult and a lot more expensive.
Unless you buy your own boat. Money. Sometimes the bartender, as he keeps on pouring more whiskey, he tells you that sometimes it's easier to just buy your own boat and hire you a good captain. If you got the money. But everything's expensive these days. By the way, that shot right there, and he looks at you, Jeb. He said, that's $5, please.
Dude, I'll pull out 5 silver dollars.
Wait, I was buying the first round.
$5 a shot.
Yeah, that's kind of expensive.
Supply and demand, supply and demand.
Well,
you have the supply and they have the demand.
In that case,
well, I demand you take that $6 I already gave you and shut the hell up.
Oh, give me an intimidation roll.
I got quite a bit of supply.
Not now, Timon. Let's not cause any
Supply
trouble.
supply what? He looks at you.
There is an intimidation.
I got the finest
Skill.
thunder this side of the border.
Yeah, no.
Hand him over my flask.
If you don't have it,
more
it'll be
like
an
that.
unskilled
Make it myself.
Yeah, it's you can do an unskilled roll, Tim. Yeah, he just looks at you like, fuck off. And HG takes your flask from you, sniffs it, pours a little bit in the glass, takes a swig. What do you get for a barrel?
Well, at this point, we're more looking on trading for some sort of food supply from around here to help us make the trip. I don't usually sell, but I do have a bit of a stockpile.
He stops. He sets the bottle down. He finally stops pouring whiskey. It's like he shuts everybody else off for a second. He leans over the bar at you. He goes, I just told you, food's damn hard to come by. But so is whiskey.
Yeah,
So is whiskey.
So people do like their drink when times are tough.
Tell you what,
Careful with his stuff now. It's stout.
I need to talk to a man about a dog. And once I do, I'll have an answer for you. You have to
That's
give
funny.
me some
I need
time.
to go see a man about a horse.
Alright, seems we'll be around here a little bit.
Well, there's livery right down the road there, Sheriff Marshal, dude.
I wasn't meaning that literally.
He looks at you like, this is a conversation between me and this old gentleman right here. What's your name, old timer? And he turns around, pours more whiskey.
Willikers.
Willie.
It's cheap. I used to be around these parts a while back. Been gone a while. You know, following the railroad, doing what we do.
Just what is it you do besides make whiskey?
Wow. I grew up a lot of things that proved to be useful while mining. A little whiskey in the can. Little explosions. You know, clear out some of that rock.
So,
I swear to
yeah, go ahead.
I swear to God, I hear a certain leader we once had in Waterdeep speaking right now. That is not H.G. Willikers. Just saying.
Somebody leaned over the bar and started whispering like real quiet, hush, hush, sneaky shit to him, and he just turned it right on, didn't he? He probably is hungry though, like the rest of you fools. So he says, come back and see me in the morning. I got somebody I need to talk to. I might be able to set you up. So, that sound doable to you?
Well, cheers to that. You know, throw back a slug out of the flask.
Oh gosh. Where's my dude? Where's my dude at? Oh, Hell Planet, here. H.G. Willikers. Okay. Jeb, you went out back to take a pee. And you walk out behind this place. And it's hard to find a private spot to piss. There's people camped in every alley. It's crazy. This town might be able to comfortably hold 200 or 300 people, and there's probably 700 or 800 people around here right now. Jeb.
Huh?
He didn't hear you. He was
I was AFK.
he was
Oh,
metagaming. He was
Stroking the
peeing in game. Out of the game.
Name's Jib.
No, I
Jib.
really had to go.
GIB, Jeb.
not Jib. Jeb.
Jib. If you're from outside of Okeechobee, it's called Jib.
Jethro, what kind of stuff are you looking for as far as talking to people? And you're looking for a telegraph office. They told you along any of the rail lines, probably the best choice for that. Anything else?
He'd be looking for how long ago has food started going, rotting really quickly? Trying to see if that maybe we're in some sort of biological hazard.
So, I don't think they really have a streetwise skill anymore. What do they have?
Survival, maybe?
Survival or common knowledge. It's not really... It wouldn't be common... Well, yeah, it would, because people that have been here. So, give me a common knowledge roll. Oh, fuck.
Damn. Melodastic can't be stopped.
You find out this has actually been going on for a few months now. And you also hear that, you can always get a good meal in Los Angeles, though, because every Sunday Reverend Grimm holds a big feast for everybody.
Every Sunday. That's... Yeah, so he somehow... And it's fresh food, is what I'm wondering.
Oh, yes. Great big roasts of meat and carrots and taters. And as a matter of fact, walking around town, you'll come upon some of the red-robed cultist guardian angels. They're not... Don't call them cultists to their face, though. But you see them out here proselytizing, trying to get, converts into the church.
Are they passing out pamphlets?
Passing out pamphlets like a Mooney. You guys probably don't remember the Moonies.
No,
I don't think so.
I'm young.
I know. Thanks, buddy.
I would also like to find out if Reverend Grimm has managed to keep telegram offices out of Los Angeles.
Common knowledge. No, that's a little more. Give me a survival roll on that.
Well, that's going to be unskilled, apparently.
Yeah, you just get people that. I tell a what?
A tell a who?
You don't tell the grass nothing. The grass just grows. But it ain't been growing recently. You don't tell the grass nothing.
Alright. I guess at this point I'll start heading towards the most likely area that these yokels are going to be in.
Okay. Somebody give me a D20.
Bam. Ted was like on it.
He was on it. All right. So, Little Beaver, and hang on, Jethro, repeat what you just said. That last thing you just said.
Oh, I'd be heading towards the most likely place I would find the majority of these yokels.
Of these what?
Yokels.
Yokel. Oh. They're everywhere, man. Just look around you.
Yeah, I'm talking about my crew.
Oh, your crew? I thought you meant the Guardian Angels.
Yeah.
They're preaching to people,
Nope.
trying to. You even see some of them dragging them off into this bunch that they're going to lead back in triumphantly into the city of Los Angeles.
Probably to their...
Yeah, Jeb, to their what?
I said probably to their death.
To their demise. You find them hanging out in the saloon, believe it or not.
I mean, that's a believe it aspect right there.
Well, you knew where you should start looking, and H.G. Willikers would be easy to find at the saloon.
Yeah, we were trying to get information on where to get food and possibly where to find a boat or captain or something or another. We didn't have much luck with that last.
Yeah, it looks like we might be buying us a boat. But that's its own.
I'm thinking we might want to go to Los Angeles after all, though.
Oh.
Well, apparently this issue with the food has been going on for several months. And a Reverend Grimm of our lovely guardian angels somehow provides a fresh food meal every Sunday.
But it's only Tuesday.
That place didn't seem like no fun. There's definitely something funky going on there, but I don't. Ain't it like burning to the ground?
The ghost town village just outside was mostly burnt to the ground, I believe.
Yeah, but the city proper, behind the big walls and stuff, most of it's still intact. Basically, the battlefield was bombed, and there were 3 bombs that were dropped. 2 of them hit in the middle of the battlefield, and another one missed the battlefield and hit this, village that had basically grown up outside the walls of the city. People that weren't quite reverent enough to enter the right reverence city. Diablo Bob in the house.
What's up, Bob?
Had severe kids aggro, so I couldn't listen. Oh, we've all been there. Except Drake. Except Bunny. Except
I need to pee.
Vino. You need to pee? Let's take a break then.
Cool, thanks.
Let's do that. Let's take a 10-minute break. We'll come back. Genthro's having a little talk with the people he's gathered up at the saloon, and I need to know what the Native Americans are doing here in just a moment. So we're going to queue up, 10 minutes? Is that good for everybody? We will be right back. We'll be right back. Right back, Brad. Stick around. Yep, Diablo, Bob, and Brad. We had to get the hell out of there. We'll be right back. So stick with us. You know, Bob, you can, what do they say? Give a man a fish and feed him for a day, teach him to fish and feed him the rest of his life. Hell, I'll just turn the damn chat back on while we wait for these guys.
To what? You broke up.
I just turned the chat back on and flipped us back over. Bob was out here, Bobby was out here, and I was talking to him, and I thought, hell with it, I just turned the chat back over. But you guys, get your food, get your snacks, take a dump. Yeah, that's right, Diablo Bob. Learning to fish for carp, that's when you get a gig. You just buy a big gig. So, Deadlands. Deadlands needs some love, Bobby. Put that on your list of things, and maybe I can con Matakuri into taking a load off of you and concentrating on Savage Worlds. I wish somebody'd do the coding packages like Rob. I guess I could do that. Do a coding package and release it for Savage Worlds, and the whole 5 or 6 of us that play it, you know, could benefit.
I just want to be able to whisper, like right-click whisper, like you could.
Yeah, you can't right-click a person's portrait up at the top and whisper to them, for one thing. I'm gonna kill that music. Some other things, like I cannot. You play this. Your initiative is determined by rolling or pulling cards, dealing cards, and there needs to be a way to, you know, clear everything at once. Which I guess that's reshuffling the. Let's see, action.
I don't know if it resets rounds or not.
Well, we can try it because there's nothing going on. No, it just reshuffles. There's no way to clear. Which I don't think I can open a combat tracker up here. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, there should be some way that you can clear the action cards. Because I've seen Al do it before.
Well, I'm not sure where it's at. So, and I've looked all over the place. At least I think I have. But now I don't know what that is. Chips. Combat targets. I don't see any place, Benno.
Is there any sort of menu button like in 5e? Brad
Nope.
found the 13th age menu button on the combat tracker up at the top somewhere.
No.
What about if you right-click one of us in the combat tracker?
Oh, well, I can right-click and clear everybody's cards, but that's a pain in the ass when you got, you know, there's 6 of you guys.
Yeah, didn't know if there was like not clear everyone's at once or just one at a time.
Yeah.
So kind of like go to delete tokens. You can either delete that one token or all tokens.
Diablo Bob says it's the combat tracker being different. You know how it groups the NPCs, and that's something I kind of like, because I can move all the NPCs at once, and then the players can move around them and do what they want. You know. and you're not searching back and forth in the combat tracker. I'm getting used to it. I kind of like that, but if it keeps from doing other things, that
Well, you can do that in 5e too. Group them together.
Yeah, but I think it only does that for the Mook NPCs. It doesn't do that for the wildcard NPCs.
Yeah, you're right. It does that for the extras. What's called the extras.
Yeah, Moog extra. It's weird that there's not some sort of. I'm sure there is a button that you can clear everything at once because I've seen Al do it.
Well, I wish he'd show me.
All right, so
Yeah, let's get back into the game. I think our break is over.
your hand if you're back.
Brad says menu action cards clear all, but you're not seeing a menu button, are you?
Menu, action cards. Well, I'll be damned. You right click on it and there. Boom. Brad. There, you can take that one off your list, Bobby.
Yeah, Brad has bought a Suede rule set. He's planning on running a 50 fathoms, I think it was.
That's nice. That's very nice. That'll help out a lot. But yeah, a coding package would be sweet. There's some stuff over here.
Yeah, I think it already has most of the stuff.
No, because I was looking today, like at some of the. I ran some simulated combat stuff on the table between a couple of NPCs, and for instance, Jeb, if you used your huckster to what's it called? It's either you can give somebody +1 or 2 to a trait roll, or you can also take 1 or 2 away from them.
I don't have that, but
yeah. Anyway, there was nothing over there, so I made an effect called lower skill, so that you could actually, if somebody had that, they could use it. And testing it, I was just trying to figure out how the coding worked and stuff. So
it's pretty straightforward for the most part, and you can specify melee and ranged instead of attack. Otherwise, it just does it for all attacks.
Right. Cool. All right, who's back?
Me.
Back.
Same.
Same.
All right. So here's something else. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bunny. What was that?
No, I just couldn't remember if I already said I was here.
Yes, it's.
And I thought Marb was supposed to be the old one.
You little shits. Get the fuck off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
So this I found was pretty cool. Where is the affiliations? Here we go.
So is the plan to buy a boat that'll hold the wagon and the animals?
No, I guess it depends on how much the boat is, isn't it? How much money do we got? How much the boats cost?
How much money do you got, Tim?
Working on gathering more.
He's got like a money belt on.
Wait, did we get paid for this last one? For the
Timmons has got 370 silver dollars.
Did you get paid for what?
We rode the train out here to protect it or whatever.
No, Hellstrom didn't pay you good stuff.
I meant, well, before that, but we.
No, that train fucking crashed.
Yeah.
Those guys lost the Great Rail War.
Alright, yes, I got like 372.
I got 382. Oh, yeah.
I can sell that liquor. We can start, see if we can't get some gambling going.
Oh, so you want to get into racketeering too?
Oh, no, well, HG likes to make money by fighting. And then betting on himself because he knows he's cheating. mean,
Yeah, that's a great thing to tell the sheriff.
75-year-old guy covered in burn scars who stumbles into the ring is going to lose, right?
Of course he has to cheat.
Oh, we thought he was going to lose before he even fell in the damn ring.
Yeah, you could always bet on yourself to lose.
He gets stuck in the ropes 3 times.
Well, yeah, but that only works after I've beaten a bunch of people. Then I bet on myself and throw the fight. Bet against me.
Good neighbor. He beats him up. Good neighbor.
Dang it, Bobby.
J-Rob, Little Beaver, Fang, and Paloma. You guys, I need one of the two of you to roll a D10. Okay.
7's good, right?
It's a sweet roll.
So you guys get to kind of the northeastern side of this town/camp, tent village, whatever it is, of Perdition, and you see there's an encampment of some Indians out here. Just so that you know. Jeb, you still at the bar?
Yes.
While you guys are here drinking, you see a couple of people come through. Yeah, it's not hard to tell. I'm not even going to have you roll for it because, I mean, they're politicians. You know, they come through the door smiling, shaking everybody's hand. Or it's a politician, and he's got his little entourage with him.
Great. I hate government officials, politicians.
Oh, it's Gentro's competition.
Are we seriously thinking about putting Gentro up for mayor? I mean, seriously?
Well, sounds like HG start thinking about building a still. A distillery.
These guys portable one, you know. I set up a bigger production line.
Yeah, so how are you gonna go about making all this whiskey?
Well, he has a still in the wagon.
That's actually his trappings for his thing.
Right. But
portable still that he uses to make all the liquor and everything.
Does it tell you how much you can make?
Not exactly. But they don't really go into anything about... I couldn't even find a price for whiskey. I was looking.
Because, you know, it's a process. It'll take you a day or two to make your mash. And, you know, then you've got some wait time and some other time to actually distill it. And I'm just thinking that's going to take... And that's perfectly fine. You guys want to hang out here and make Gentro mayor and Jeb...
The whole time we're posted up in New York City and traveling, I mean, that's generally what he'd be doing. That's how I replaced my magic, too.
The whiskey. Timmons, did you build him a...
Yes. Yeah, we got him a little... I gave him the space on the wagon. He built the still, so...
I have the still, and I have a whole chemistry set in order to use my other thing, too.
Well, I will tell you that while you were underground with Hellstrom, you know, for a good 9 days or so, you could have distilled a lot in that time period.
Yeah, I figured that the train ride over when we were sitting in that one city waiting for them for a couple months.
Right.
We just kind of
stocked up.
Keeps everything.
Do you use Ghost Rock to heat it?
No, but I have a bunch of Ghost Rock.
Where is that Ghost Rock?
Probably in my backpack, slowly giving me cancer.
Of course, you're what, 78 or something?
Because they are stuck in his, in the back of the wagon. I'm actually probably good. I got a D12 spirit. Everybody else.
So I guess the idea here is where do we need to go to find a boat?
So Timmons, you start looking around for a boat, and just about everybody tells you that. Well, you're gonna have to head over to Los Angeles. You might be able to hire a captain out of there, but who knows? People may be fleeing this place, but that's about the closest place to get a ship and get on the water.
Where was this?
So, Los Angeles, city of Los Angeles, the city we just left because we thought we were gonna die.
Yeah, something funny's going on there. Not just the war.
I agree. I mean, those cultists certainly were suspicious, and their leader.
So yeah, this is perdition here, I guess. Anywho.
Oh, I was thinking we were over here somewhere.
Yeah, I was thinking we were like. Yeah.
No, you're not that far south. That's 80 to 100 miles southeast of you. That's how you'd get to Tombstone if you wanted to go to Tombstone. You'd go down, hit the Bayou Vermilion line.
So where are we exactly?
So,
you're just a little ways, like you're right there. Just a little ways northeast of Los Angeles.
Oh, probably where this circle thing is that right?
Yeah, I guess that's what that's for. I don't think this map goes with this adventure. I didn't like the other one. It's too grainy, too pixelated.
all right, so we're just east of Los Angeles is where Perdition is at in the mine. And you said it was just a few miles to the city of Los Angeles. Do we guys want to like try to sneak into the city of Los Angeles and snoop around again and find a boat?
Why don't we just try to get recruited by
last time?
No, the Guardian Angels. They're taking people back. Why don't we just try to get recruited by one?
Why don't you? You're coming and going.
Yeah.
The Guardian Angels are recruiting people. Should be easy to get in.
Well, yeah, but there's at least like 4 of them that are going to recognize us.
Yeah, we'll deal with that when it comes.
Ones that were against putting everybody in the house and burning it down. They're definitely going to notice it. I mean, plus we got one of their commanders here. I mean,
yeah,
they can probably show us how to sneak in if we're just sneaking in. But...
Rooster's following Paloma around Perdition like a puppy.
Do you think
I missed something entirely. I must have been zoned out. Rooster's Guardian Angel.
I mean,
yeah, he's one of the lieutenants or something.
Oh, have him march us right in.
Yeah, I mean,
that's his savior.
We would have to get Paloma to ask him to do it or something.
But yeah, but everybody that's with them is going to be able to identify half of us.
Yeah,
but
he can
stand out pretty good.
Maybe he can vouch for us.
She could probably also talk some other people to help us as well, not just him. Because I am turncoat.
Well, yeah, but I'm not worried about him. I mean, it's the like 4 that ran away from the fight.
And by the way, yeah, I was going to say the turncoat card makes one of our allies turn against us.
No, it says convinces or bribes a foe to perform a small favor.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of another one that's similarly named.
What? Never mind.
Similarly named.
Try it again.
Shut up. Shut up. Bite my shiny metal ass, Marb.
That wasn't the whisper. That wasn't the whisper thing. So Paloma, you're playing a card right now? Did I miss something here?
No, I
Oh.
said if they didn't want to use Rooster, I can also use this as another option. So I was saying we have multiple options available depending on about. I don't really care.
So you guys just want to ride into town?
And what are we doing? We're sneaking in to steal food from the church that they're giving out to the needy?
Do
No.
what?
What? HG was drunk, I guess.
He's always
No,
drunk.
we're sneaking in so we can figure out what's going on because they're handing out big amounts of food on Sundays, right?
Well, I figured we'd
I thought
have to wait till.
we were looking for a boat to get the champagne.
Yeah, that too.
So
That's our first goal.
Steal a boat from the church.
I don't know if we need to steal it from them, if they even have a boat.
What is it? A church on the river? Maybe.
City of Los Angeles. Like the main thing is run by the big church. Reverend Grimm.
Yeah.
Well, we can find a space outside of Los Angeles to set up our camp and our mules and get it secure and then go into town.
Or we could just ride into town with Rooster with us. He should be able to vouch for us and get us through.
I was thinking about sneaking into town.
I'm thinking sneaking is safer since
It worked well for us last
them
time.
on fire and burn them to death.
I've got to know something though before we start talking about Rooster. So, Paloma, how long does that? I guess it didn't say. It did not say how long that lasts.
It's permanent.
Okay. So yeah, Rooster is all like, if you stop too fast. Never mind. Just unless what?
Unless she plays a card or does something that betrays them severely,
Paloma, keep your backside closed at all times.
Could say the same thing about your mouth.
Although for that matter, does he know what's going on with that food? Like, I mean, if that's what we're going in to check out, that's what John Throw wants to know. I mean, Rooster's probably got some information.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Plus, if we're stealing a boat, he might know where it is.
He might be able to help us too.
Just because he's in love with her doesn't mean he's your friend. Remember that.
True. But if she asks him to do it, he's more likely to do it.
Could be. He is smitten.
Well, yeah, but I got a card that makes him tell me anything I want to know.
Oh, really?
Spill the beans.
So what are you guys gonna do? Right now you're hanging out, kind of talking in a saloon full of people.
Well, I guess we can go back to the wagon. Try to meet up with the rest of the party.
Yeah, where are the two Indians? Anybody seen them this morning?
They were, when last we left Paloma and Little Beaver thing, they were on the northeast side, had made it through the northeast side of town, and they saw another encampment of Indians out there.
Yeah, I heard that, but my character wouldn't know that.
No, your character would not know that.
Yeah, I was kind of asking in character.
I
don't have a voice.
You gotta give your character a twang or something, then we can differentiate it. See, my character's got a lisp, so you can make it out.
Yeah,
the thing character.
Lisp.
Talk like Doc Holiday.
That was J-Rob's idea.
Go ahead. You talk like Clint Eastwood, just clench your teeth. Go ahead, make my day.
Why, Simmons? Are we cross? You know, if we weren't friends, I just don't believe I could bear it.
That's
Barrett.
pretty good.
That's
Jake.
good. That's pretty good.
You worked on it, and then you rolled up this Lakota Brave. You know, I'm like, yeah, okay.
He's there when I need him.
What the hell was his name? Lovermore or something like that?
I'm not even sure.
Russell Everlay.
That sounds like him.
Russell Everlay, a very educated man from back east.
Sounds like he should have an Esquire after his name.
I think he was from Chicago.
I believe he was. You may be right, sir. Very cosmopolitan of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not talking that way right now, so let's get back to the game.
So where you guys went back to the camp?
Timmons in the Timmons does. I think I didn't want to speak for everybody else. Timmons is like, I don't feel so good, and I gotta find a take a place to take a shit.
Well, by looking around town, you can see that it's right now just about any place you want to. But you got to watch it. You've seen a couple people take a shit and some dude walk up and just club the hell out of them while they're sitting there squatting down. Kind of hard to do anything with your pants around your ankles. Turd hanging out your backside. Doesn't that paint a picture?
Monkeys do just fine.
So you catch up with Timmons later. He said, nobody go down that alley for about 20, 30 minutes.
Remind me to tell you guys a story off stream. All right, Paloma, Little Beaver, what are you guys doing? You've made your way through town. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Let's look to see if anybody has some ganja or cactus.
Very, very smart, Paloma.
Yeah,
Always wise.
You
Medicine
gotta
woman.
have to wait about, I don't know, 40, 50 years before the ganja starts to make its way into the American countries.
I'm pretty sure it grew wild long before we started.
Oh yeah, ditchweed, that ditchweed, you know what that shit tastes like, Benno. You don't want to be smoking that shit.
We smoke on peace pipe.
Fuck, it burns your sinuses out. It's like smoking oak bark.
Probably opium.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a whole bunch of Chinese. I mean, of course, Little Beaver and Paloma aren't with you, but they've seen it.
I say, I couldn't find whiskey. I do believe I found opium somewhere in the items.
I would think the Indians would have been talking to the other Native Americans in the town and just sort of trying to get a little information about this Lost Angels place or this Shan Fan place, things that they have overheard the other folks in the group talking about.
Very good, very good. You could approach this small encampment just outside of Perdition if you wanted to. Talk to some of them there.
I think that would be something that Little Beaver Fang would definitely want to do, and he would, check with Paloma to see if, in her wisdom, she thought that would be a good way. What say you, Paloma?
Honestly, I don't really mingle in the ways of these people, so I will all agree? She was like, looks back and forth. She's like, sure. Yes? Is that the right answer? Yes? Yes, it's the right answer, right? And she's gonna curse a little bit on her breath and look.
Dragon Bait, thanks for the host.
Little Beaver just nods his head, confused, and makes his way directly into the Native American encampment with Paloma and Rooster apparently in.
Okay, Paloma and Rooster in tow.
I'm guessing Rooster's following Paloma.
Probably. Yes, probably. Sorry, I was trying to set something up here. Okay. So you make your way in, J-Rob. Or, sorry, Little Beaver. Bang.
You're fine.
And Paloma, you're in tow, I guess. Or you're probably leading. Tell me how this looks, walking in here. Most everyone you see are braves, and you see a few of the women cooking and stuff over at the side. So it's not just an encampment of workers or, Native
Dirty
American.
men?
Yeah, dirty men. There's there's a small village here. There's probably 30, 35 people. But the first thing you guys would notice is these folks aren't all from the same tribe. Most of them look like they're from, give me, for you guys, I'll just call it common knowledge rolls.
You know, I had my common knowledge set for like common non-Native American knowledge, so I left it at a D4. Just saying.
Well, it would, no, okay. Just a regular common knowledge, Bunny. That's no penalties or anything. Because you had that set because
No,
you
I
were of the
didn't do
old
it,
ways or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why mine's a D.
I probably would have given you guys a +2 on it anyway. So, you see that the largest number of them, there's about 20, 25 that are of the Mojave tribe. So, southwestern American Indians. And the others, mixed. You notice a couple of Apache, one Comanche, and, a couple other tribes that you're not quite sure who they are. But they're standing around and they're speaking a mixture of common and sign language and their own language as well. You come walking in and I'm looking for... Okay. J-Rob, what do you do? You see a guy coming towards you. Pretty good sized dude. Chest puffed out.
Chest puffed out. I've got my chest puffed out. I'm an Indian brave. I will speak to him, greet him in the sign language. How are you?
How?
I mean,
Nanu.
And via sign language, I would convey to him that my name is Little Beaver Fang. This is Paloma, and the white man behind us is her slave.
So how do you sign Little Beaver Fang? Little Beaver Fang.
I think Little would be close to the ground, Beaver would be pointing to my crotch, and then Fang would be pointing to one of my teeth. Just a thought.
Just thought. Yeah, Little Beaver, Dragon Bait. That's Little Beaver. So he greets you and asks where you are, where you're coming from, and where you're going, and all that stuff.
I would recount where we'd been, the quest that little Beaver Fang was kind of put on to kill the uh, iron snake, so to speak. And mention that we are headed in the direction of this place of angels.
Well,
And
as you're telling the story, you start talking about the iron snake, the iron beast. And you say this, and he turns around to the rest of the guys standing around. That this crowd's starting to gather and look at the two of you. That's it. Na mahina. Akopete. And they all start laughing. They're all laughing.
well,
What are they laughing about?
yeah. What are they laughing about? Would we have?
Beat him up.
That's quite possibly.
Maybe they read the epitaph.
Maybe.
Get Paloma's story in it.
Well, if that's the case, this guy, Little Beaver, will pull out his knife and will do his damnedest to take this motherfucker down to the ground.
Oh shit!
Because that's what Indian Braves try to do.
So it's kind of like in prison. You find the biggest, toughest dude, and you take him down.
Apparently, at least you die.
Yeah, or die trying.
You start forward, and as you do, you see the tent flaps part, and this mountain comes out. And I'm trying to find...
Gazik, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm talking like Gazik. He's about your size, though. He steps out, and he looks at you. He's about 10 or 12 feet away from you. And you're approaching this guy with this knife.
Indians have knife fights. This is normal.
They do. But he holds his hand down like, you're not going to fight me. You're going to fight him. And he points at this guy as he starts out of the tent. And he introduces you to Breaks Heads.
So he's a headbuster.
So he's a headbuster, and Breaks Heads
Little Fang should say, "Oh, you have your tough guy. I have mine," and push Rooster Peterson in with him.
I spent a really damn good card on this fool. Like, I don't know if I want him to die right now.
It would be funny though.
Well, let's see. He'd be right there, up your ass.
Spirit.
Right there.
You could tank a little bit.
Is that the guy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
I don't believe so.
Breaks heads? Breaks sinks?
Oh, that dude. Yes, yes.
Chief? Remember he called him Chief? Man, I need to watch that again. I haven't seen it in a decade or so.
So this guy comes forward and he's smiling at you, J-Rob. And he moves up to here. But you started to take an action when he came out, so I'll let you do something here before we draw cards.
Can you draw cards for just those two, or whoever involved?
I'll draw for everybody and clear the deck later.
I was just curious.
Little Beaver.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Doo-doo-doo.
Well, fuck it.
Throw that knife, huh, bro?
You know, that's what I was thinking, actually. Throwing the fucking knife at him.
He's got a big old fucking club in his hand. You know you're gonna have to do it now. You walked into camp.
Yeah.
Try to stealthily cast some magic on Little Beaver.
You can try. So give me a stealth or an unskilled roll first. In the tower, please.
Everybody should have at least a D4 in stealth.
There you go.
I have a 59, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's got stealth.
Yeah, persuasion, stealth, common knowledge, notice.
Why is my stealth so low? I could have sworn I brought it up 6. It is what it do.
Should be a D4. No penalty. Oh. All right. Well, so what are you doing, Paloma? I'm gonna give both of you guys a free action here.
Huh? That's
She
roll.
is going to cast toughness,
Okay.
protection on him. So it's 1 point, 2 points, 3. So that's 3 points to cast it. Excuse me. Yeah, and then I just do tribal medicine roll. Ooh, do I want to use this card? No, I'm gonna save this card in case I need to like burn this whole camp.
Now, Plummet, you're
Yes?
you're probably used to seeing this. This is common practice among braves from different tribes coming together.
Yeah, they're still disrespectful though. Like she's higher up on the totem pole than they are. They need to check themselves.
This goes against her suffrage and suffering movement amongst the Native Americans. Tribal medicine 6.
Yeah. So that would give him a D4.
A D4 to his toughness.
I mean, not D4, a +4 to his toughness.
You need to remove the toughness that's already on us first.
Yeah.
All right, Little Beaver, you know the feeling. But I've got to see something.
Oh shit.
Okay. Paloma, you cast this spell, or you cast this, you call this magic down on the Little Beaver, and he stands up. He looks like he's about 2 or 3 feet taller, or 2 or 3 inches taller. Little Beaver, you can feel it settle over you, and as you do this, Paloma, you see chest puffed out, turns around and looks at you. But he doesn't say anything. Little Beaver?
Little Beaver is throwing this knife at Mr. Break.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit. Wow.
Yeah. Shit.
Holy shit.
You know what? He's gonna try to soak some of that.
Just
Oh.
say it.
He soaks them.
Yeah. So this thing comes at him,
Wow.
and he takes the club and swings and just knocks the dagger to the side. It barely scrapes his shoulder, and he turns around and just grins at you and keeps walking. Now, oh, what happened here? Rooster Peterson remains shaken. He's not shaken.
Well, of all the
he might be. He might. All right. So we're dealing action cards, and what the?
Breaks heads got a joker.
No, nothing's in order.
That happens sometimes. I don't know how to correct that.
Yeah, Breaks head's got a joker, but that shouldn't have been. I don't know what the hell's going on. Let's let me move this to here. Round.
Go get him, Jethro.
And it's still all mixed up, and I haven't changed anything in the options. Okay, but it does have Jethro with the ace, but he's not here, so we are going to go to Breaks Heads. Is still up. And
I was just thinking,
yeah,
you might want to remove, like, Willikers, myself from the
combat tracker,
the polling, because we'll force the deck to cycle through faster, and you'll end up pulling more jokers.
Okay, let's see.
Because him and I both have triggers that if we pull a card that's less than X, you read.
And I can't remove the cards.
You broke it, Marb.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, this guy moves straight at you, little beaver, and he takes this great big war club and brings it overhead right down at you.
Oof.
And you just kind of dodge aside. So he comes down with this club, and you just kind of sidestep him, and he takes a step past you. And I'll say he ends up right over here. And I'll just flip it back here to Little Beaver.
Any tribal music playing as this shit's going?
You know what? There should be. You're absolutely right. There should be.
I'm just saying.
Well, you know, we really need is. There we go.
Whoops! Thought I muted myself.
Anyway, since we're so close, little Beaver Fang will pull out his tomahawk, and he will attempt to take a swing at this guy.
Awesome. Don't hurt my guy, though. Oh, and he missed.
Oh, I think I will white chip that. And reroll. And miss again.
Okay.
Online.
God
Hello.
bless America. What was?
Yay, Jingo!
Yay!
Thanks for scaring the shit out of him.
Thanks, Jingo. Take a breath. All right.
Ah, fuck.
Thank you, Jingo. All
Let's
right.
go.
Okay, so Paloma, do you want to do anything? Or do you want to watch this play out?
She's gonna watch it play out.
Okay.
There's definitely to be hell to pay if actually something bad happens.
I don't have any idea how to. We're just gonna draw cards. It doesn't matter. I'm not pulling chips though for jokers, so.
Oh, it automatically deals out the ones if.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I better do this.
Well, we could always just give that
That's
shit
okay.
back.
I'll just pull you guys out of the combat tracker real quick.
That'll work.
Not hard to put you back in. Rooster.
I feel like that's an I told you so moment.
Yeah, it is. It is. Thanks, Jethro. Okay. Oh, I don't know why I did that. But round 2, little beaver fang, you're up at the top.
Oh, we're making another swing with our tomahawk.
It's missed.
Motherfucker.
And this guy breaks heads. He is going to spin around with this club and swing it sideways and then bring it back down on top of your head. So he's going to make 2 attacks. And he misses. And that is a hit. And it comes down pretty hard, man. Hits you right in the shoulder. Boom! Are you going to soak that?
Can I soak that?
You can't.
Can I attempt to?
Shaken. You can use a Benny to remove shaken.
Yeah, but he can
But you
soak
can't
some of the damage right now.
He doesn't, but he didn't receive any wounds. You cannot soak shaken.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Well,
So,
I
yep,
will spend a... Yep, to remove it. There. Problem solved.
All right. So you spend a Benny, you remove shaken.
Yep.
Okay, and Paloma, you're gonna let this play out. So I'm just gonna. We don't have to deal cards. Yeah, we do. We gotta know who goes first. Bach.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
I think you need to like go down on the combat tracker, like next actor sort of thing. It should automatically reset it.
Well, there you go, little beaver. You're back up the top of the king.
Oh shit,
It's a
we're
king.
whacking away.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna Benny.
Do you have any cards you could use that last the whole fight? Because if so, you should probably use them.
Adventure card?
I don't have any that last the entire game fight.
And the whole encounter?
None.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you only need to hit him really hard once, right?
Yeah, there you go.
I think you should go pick up your knife again and throw it at him.
You could have Rooster just shoot him and then watch him kill Rooster, and then you won't have to worry about it anymore.
Fuck.
All right, Rooster Peterson. Rooster Peterson doesn't do shit. He's just drooling, looking at Paloma. So break heads. He begins to circle you. Moving around. And again with the war club. And he hits.
Yep.
And it's just kind of a glancing blow. You take your arm, you shrug it off. Little beaver. You still beat him with a 4 over a 2. Damn.
Time for new dice color.
Fuck. This dude's badass. Ah.
He stops and laughs with a tomahawk. He continues to circle.
Oh, well, I'm standing there looking as badass as I can.
Damn!
Able to hit this fuck.
And he misses. And you know what? He's going to go to there. And no. See, he moved 1 to there, so he's going to go 2. Wow, it won't let him move any farther than his maximum movement. He runs to there, so you get an opportunity to attack against him as he runs away. And you see him snatch up a bow.
When he runs away, could I use a persuasion roll? Oh wait, would this count as me interrupting for things going sideways?
Would what count as what?
Because I want La Paloma to make a comment when he runs off to go with the bow.
What are you going to say to him?
She's going to say, "Oh, look, you are so..." Wait, is he... He's breaks heads?
Yeah, breaks heads.
You're just so brave, so manly, running off like that. But she's being like, her voice is dripping with sarcasm. Just like, oh, the quality of these men, so high. And for persuasion roll to support, it's actually gonna support Little Beaver.
So you're trying to assist Little Beaver.
Yeah, she's gonna go with
Okay,
assist.
by distracting him.
I don't.
All right, well, let's see. Do you have a...
I have persuasion.
Yeah, I'll let you roll persuasion for it. Using your charisma, your charismatic personality. Yeah, he runs over there.
I would no. I would if I put to Benny that.
All right, I'll let you Benny that. Yep, he runs over there.
God.
Fuck that. Yeah, Dragon Bait, we're gonna work on that.
Does Rooster get jealous? Maybe Rooster gets jealous.
Yeah, that's true. Rooster might get
He's
jealous.
like, damn it, I'm gonna get my gun out.
Rooster's much more cool and suave than that. Let's see, does he notice? Oh yeah. You see his eyes narrow.
I hear.
Yep. Yeah, Rooster didn't like that. He's like, what do you mean talking to him like that? I'm all the man you'll ever need, babe.
He's like, oh, then would you even be able to kill that man? Go prove it.
Well, no, he just sidles right up to you right there. Little Beaver, did you gonna take that opportunity to attack against him?
I already took it.
You already
missed.
took it. You missed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that is that. And Rooster Peterson says, "Please, you're breaking my heart."
And Paloma's gonna mutter in her breath, "You're breaking my brain." She's gonna like mutter and look at her as she like looks away from him.
Yeah, he's got the quiver lip going. He reaches down, picks up this bow, and turns around and grins at you, J-Rob. It fires us there. Oh, and hits. Whoa.
Can I attempt to soak that?
Yes, you can.
Alright, since this is one of the first times I've been hitting this game, how do I attempt to soak that shit?
You grab a white chip and drag it up there onto your on the combat tracker where it says, or I think you just drag it in the chat window, don't you, Vino?
No, drag it onto the combat tracker.
Yeah.
Where your wound is showing.
Where your wound is showing.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it manually if you wanted to, but...
Okay. I'm going to use a red chip.
You don't have to. Or is that all you got?
That's all I got. As a white chip.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, any of the chips can be used as a white. You soaked it.
You did. You succeed. All right. Little beaver. He's drawing another arrow on you.
Well, my happy ass is going to be pulling out my bow and arrow this time too. And Little Beaver will take aim with his trusty bow and fire off a shot.
That's the way you do it.
Yeah. Oh, damn!
Oh, shit!
Fucking there.
I have to do this.
Do it.
He soaks one of the 5 wounds.
You stick this arrow where? Because he just drops to his knees and he looks down like he can't believe what just happened. Where'd you stick him at, J-Rob?
I stick him in the dick.
Well,
Okay, well,
you must have clipped the femoral artery because there's blood squirting out. Just quickly fills the front of his leather breeches and starts to spill out on the ground, and he's looking down in disbelief, and then he tumbles over face first. Dust puffs. Fuck.
Little Beaver Fang does the fucking war dance in front of all these motherfuckers. It's like he is the baddest Indian in the land.
Everybody just stops and looks at you. This guy did not look to be of the Mojave tribe. He wasn't dressed like the rest of them. And the Mojave are not large people. This guy had, I don't know, you're not sure what tribe he was from. Well,
circumcised tribe.
Yeah, well, you could ask, what's his name? Chest puffed out.
Oh, I'll get to that in just a second. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. I've got a card here, and I would dare say that this is a deed of some importance.
Thank you.
Would you agree?
Thank you, Jingo. Oh, big biddies. Thank you very much.
'Cause
I don't see the card.
Oh.
What is it?
Where do I put the card at?
Chat window. Just drag it to the chat window.
This card. Just saying, could I use that card? Because technically, well, looked
You know
like my
what?
ass was getting.
I'll let you refresh your pennies. How's that?
That works for me.
I'll let you play it. Paloma, I don't think you used any. So, any fate chips? You used a fate chip?
I used the white chip.
Oh, you did? Okay. I will let you guys replenish your bennies. That was good. I'm glad it was short, but well fought. He was a badass, but that was a hell of a fucking shot.
I think he should have went through the fight with the knife in his gut, but not bleeding, just fine.
Jinko must have thought it was great. He cheered 300 bits on that, man.
I will
That was
say
a hell of a
this
damage roll.
about Little Beaver. He is shit with everything except a bow. For the most.
That was good. I like that. All right, Breaks heads is not there.
Little Beaver will turn to chest puffed out and says, "See what happened when you disrespect Little Beaver Fang and Paloma. Now you answer a question."
He tells you, be at peace. And he starts speaking to you in comedy. Be at peace. Sit down. Sit down, brave warrior. Have some of our
from
stew.
Peru.
Yeah.
He's speaking common.
Yeah, he's speaking common. How many chips you get? Little Beaver. Paloma, she gets another chip back.
Yeah.
I only got.
What the hell?
I only got 2.
I mean, I didn't get mine back yet. I'm still waiting.
There we go.
Thanks.
There
Thanks,
you
champ. Thanks.
You're welcome. I deleted you from the party sheet. I'm sorry about that. And how many do you get, J-Rob?
I've only got 2 right now.
But how many do you normally get?
Oh fuck, I don't remember that.
You had 4, I think. Ah, shit.
4
I did
white
it.
and 1 red is what I had.
I did it to you as well. Deleted you by accident. All right.
In case you guys didn't notice, I was very excited with that damage roll that I managed to pull off.
Yeah, well,
Just saying.
You've got the respect of these guys. He tells you to sit. You guys all sit around the fire here. He says, "What is it you're looking for, traveling brave? And what do they call you?"
I will recount my name as Little Beaver Fang. And
he says, "So you were serious when you said that?"
No, but wouldn't they have maybe heard about... Oh, maybe they haven't heard the story yet. Okay, never mind.
Are you saying they might hear the story before you leave this camp?
No, I meant the story about a little beaver who used to be Big Beaver. That story.
I don't know if it's had a chance to make it this far, but you can plant another seed of it right here if you wish to. Well, he's over here being the big stud. You could be off talking to some of the ladies.
Yeah, we could do that. Good. Exactly, good idea.
Little Beaver will, convey that we're traveling. We are amongst the white people, and we're headed in the general direction of, ultimately Shanfan. And what information would the fellow braves maybe have about the Emperor Quan or Quang, whatever the hell his name is. I can't remember right now. That's the person, not the character. Things like that.
Well, he tells you that a person with
They got
skills
beat by
like that.
turtle.
Yeah.
What?
Something about a turtle. I don't know.
Emperor Quang got beat by turtles.
I don't know. I don't understand it, but
Turtles in a half shell. They got beat by... Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, it was a TMNT reference.
I'm still lost.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh!
They fight Shredder and Emperor... Or Shredder and Kang.
Oh, do they? Kang? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Hell, it's been...
Kang's the big
He's
brain.
The brain in the jar inside the guy.
Oh, okay. All right.
With the annoyingly high-pitched voice.
Was he high pitched? Anyway,
This guy is not high pitched, and he tells you that he knows little other than it's probably a good place to get work with skills like yours.
Little Beaver will nod, and will inquire as to, Paloma and Little Beaver have been on the road for a while, and we haven't had any of the more Indian rations that we're accustomed to. Would there be any chance perhaps we could prevail upon them to give us some? Brave to brave.
Braid or something.
He definitely offers you. He offers you some food, and you can see, some of them are preparing, who knows what over here. These carcasses, mountain goats or sheep or whatever in the desert.
Apparently, Brad thinks you're too old for TMNT references.
Not really. I did watch it with my son, who's now 33. Yeah. So, yeah, almost 34. So yeah, I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when he was a kid. Actually, I think I dressed up as one a couple times. It was fun.
That's pretty cool, Mark.
I could see you pulling off of Michelangelo.
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club for you? Turtle! Turtle!
Somebody clip that.
And, you know, Little Beaver would also convey, you know, Paloma's skill as a medicine woman, and kind of taught, give them the idea, which is true, that she is the who the elders chose in a sense, and she's on this quest of her own. As well, if there's anything they could, maybe pass along to her that might aid her, uh, you know, do so, and the Great Spirit would fucking reward them.
When you tell them that she's a medicine woman, they immediately stand up and holler for you, Paloma. You turn around and you look, and actually, I'm gonna flip this thing back because the map is distracting to me. So I'll do this and do that and get rid of it. They holler at you, Paloma, and you see he hollers over these other ladies that you're talking to, and he says, she's a medicine woman, and they immediately grab you, drag you into this tent, and there are two men and a woman laying in here, and they've got burns on them, most likely from that, victims of the battle last night.
All right. How many are there?
There's three. There's 2 men and a woman. They're burned up pretty bad. One guy, he's got one of his ears is just fried to a crisp. Whole side of his head, the hair's gone, and it's just one big blister. He doesn't look like he's probably going to make it. The other two, treatable, but the girl that's laying here is breathing like she's inhaled something bad. It's affected her lungs. Probably just high, extreme heat.
Okay. Wait, so there's...
Hobie Paloma.
Yeah, so there's 4 of them total?
There's 3 of them total, 2 men and a woman. One man looks like he's probably a lost cause, and half his head's burn off.
Well, I mean, as long as he's still alive, then I can heal it with magic.
Well, they're still alive, so if you'd like to heal them, you can do that. I'm going to jump back over to the guys in town real quick. Yes, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, because I have 11 points, could I spend the three healing the other 2, and then all of the rest of my power points on healing the one who's most damaged, so it's more realistic that she has to expend more effort and power?
Sure, so you're going to leave the camp today basically exhausted on power points and need to get some rest for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very, very, I'd say that's mighty wide of you, but that doesn't work in this situation. So...
Does that make her an Indian giver?
No,
we are not
white.
white.
Her a healer. Makes her a pretty important healer. So, these guys at that, your ability to heal them, and you coming into camp and kicking this, well, you killed this fucker. It's usually not the way it's done. You might have a couple enemies in this camp, but old Chest Puff's out here. He talks to you fairly friendly, and lets you know that you go north into Quan Province, and you're either with Quan or you're not, and it's a bad place to be if you're not.
All right, little Beaver will actually tuck that little bit of information into his back pocket.
Uh-oh.
You guys, they are definitely willing to share some of this meat with you, and they give you this big old haunch of whatever, deer, venison, goat, something.
And being that spoils of war and all, Little Beaver, before he leaves this camp, will indeed take the scalp of that motherfucker that he kills.
Well, everybody stands.
Like there's some brains.
Stands and looks at you. You peel it off, nobody says a word. And old chest puffs out here. He just looks at you and nods like, it's your trophy, it's your right. They might not do so much scalping over here on the West Coast. These are West Coast Indians, man. They're more laid back. They're looking for the guys.
Well, hey, I'm playing the part here, okay?
You absolutely are, and that would be something that that was common to the Plains Indians, including the Lakota Sioux. So, but nothing's said. Yep, Vino, what was it?
I was gonna ask, would they have taken an ear or something instead of a scalp?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Ears and fingers are easier to carry. That's just all.
But just playing the part, playing the role. That's what they would do. That's why I did it.
So Breaks Heads
No
is
offense.
now Bald Heads.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he's laying there in the dirt, and some of them drag him kind of out of the camp, and you look, and they just kind of drag him down over the ditch and leave him lay there.
And just for continuity, I will pick up my knife and any of my items as well before leaving camp.
Now there's a big old club laying here, big old war club.
Oh well, gonna look at that and take it with me too. Actually, why the hell not?
Yeah, so find your war club and the items there, add it to your Breaks Heads war club. All right. Yep. H.G. Willikers. You, Jethro, Timmons, Jeb Hexman. You guys made it back to your little camp that you've got set up kind of on the outskirts of this little town. You see HG immediately starts dragging the stills and shit out, and he grabs the couple of empty barrels that you guys have. Starts brewing like he always does. Every time you guys come to a stop, he starts brewing some shit up. Jethro, as you wander around town talking to different people and finding out more and more and more about, you're trying to find out some information on the big feasts and getting into Grimm and maybe getting a boat down there and stuff. Are you there?
Yes, yeah. I'm here.
You hear some different rumors from people who have been to Lost Angels. And there's one lady, you're talking to her and she tells you, she says, I was in Lost Angels. My husband and I come here 15 years ago. We come all the way from back east. When the Great Quake hit, they turned on Reverend Grimm. They say they killed him, but he still lives. Sometimes you don't know what to believe, but Reverend Grimm was a good man. Not like the man he's become today.
Interesting.
So, anything else you guys want to do? Yeah, go ahead.
No, just thank the people for their time. All right.
So you guys are back at your camp. You're to meet the bartender tomorrow, HG.
Yep.
And we can pass some time, or you guys can do something specific, gather supplies, Ask people about points of interest on the map, locations.
Well, I would think Timmons would want to go. You had mentioned a market.
Yeah, there's a big market on the south side of the town.
I think Timmons would want to go there and see if he could find some supplies.
Okay. You can find things at the market here, but everything is about 5 times the price in the Deadlands Player's Guide. If you sort the items by, what is it? Deadlands Player's Guide. Everything in there is about 5 times the price. Pair of $8 boots, $40.
Little Beaver don't trust white men, especially.
What about food? Is there food in here?
There's food. So I don't know if they have, what do they have, trail rations or what's in, I've not even looked to see what's in. Mess kit, they don't have.
Trail rations.
Restaurant cheap any meal.
50 cents.
50
They
cents?
got trail rations.
Yep, so trail rations about
Yeah.
$2.50 for a day's worth of food instead of 50 cents. Restaurant
And
meal costs you $1.25.
Is this gonna last us though? I mean, is it gonna go bad like the rest of the food?
That's a good question. It's a very good question. And if you talk to people about that and you ask them, they'll tell you that, you know, food's pretty scarce. You eat it when it's fresh. None of this will be good in a couple days.
Plumany.
What was that, Plum?
I said Pluma needs a nap.
Plumber needs a nap. You guys go back to camp then?
Yeah, I mean, as long as no one stops me to like heal the rooster or something, you know what I mean? Actually, wait, rooster,
You
can go
couldn't.
die.
You have no power. You're drained.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Little Beaver would, you know, get her back to camp, you know, whatever it took. You know, there'd be no question about that. Because he knows one of the main reasons he survived was because of her. So yeah, he'll, you know, make sure she gets back to camp.
Okay.
I'm sure Rooster will help. Oh, Rooster be eyeing me up, making sure I'm not taking liberties. Getting her back to camp.
You know, for the most part, I'm going to turn Rooster over for you to roleplay, Bunny. You can do with him what you want. I'm not going to roleplay Rooster. I'm going to let, you know, you can do with him what you want to. He's your puppet.
Thanks.
He's all yours. I think you've got, didn't we get control of him onto your sheet last week?
Yeah,
I think
have
so.
him.
Okay.
I have him locked up.
So I will tell you a couple of other things while you guys are here. As a matter of fact, another face, Little Beaver and Plumber, you're on your way back to camp, and you're you know, probably about a block away, and you see old Charlie Bill Buckner, the guy who was kind of running Hellstrom's security when he was digging the tunnel. He was a pretty nice cowboy type. He sees you guys and he waves you over. And he said, I didn't know you guys were still around here. But he says, you know, Railroad might have some work for you if you're interested in making a little money. Where's your bunch at?
Your bunch?
Yep. You know, your peeps.
Peeps. What is peeps?
Yellow and sugary.
Yeah, sometimes
Made
they're
of
pink.
marshmallow.
Sometimes they're pink.
Baby chicken.
Or blue.
Chicks. I don't
They're
have any
great roasted
chicken.
over fire.
I don't have any chicken.
Oh, I never tried that. That's a good idea.
You have to
Peat
be very
marshmallows.
careful though. You have to be very careful though, because with the sugar coating, it can catch fire and so quickly.
Well, that's the only way to eat a marshmallow is burn. You just set it on fire and eat.
I think
if you do it right, you can caramelize the outside of it, and it becomes this nice crunchy candy.
Nice. That sounds really good. Damn it.
We would probably, tell
I think I
this
got a
guy.
kerosene lantern.
Okay, maybe we wouldn't tell him then. Okay.
Jingo says peeps are evil.
I don't like them like regularly, but I think over a campfire they would be baller. I wonder if you could make a peep s'more.
Oh, peep s'mores are awesome.
You just use a peep and a Cadbury egg and some graham crackers.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Can
Oh,
we say
you just
overload?
invented. You got to put that all over Pinterest or whatever the hell this shit is. Drake's peep s'mores. So do you lead him back?
Timmons has got it going. Look, I found these peeps at the damn snow. Look, they're still talking to them.
They're $10 a box.
They're gonna be bad tomorrow. They're gonna be bad tomorrow, but let's eat them.
He specifically asked for Genthro though, because Genthro seemed to be kind of the one that, him and Jeb were speaking for the rest of you. This guy's not too sure he'd make a deal with an Indian anyway. No more fucking trains.
Wait a second.
Diabetes hurt. Jingo says that
This
makes my diabetes hurt.
This works out so well the last time. Little Beaver Fang pulls out his knife and goes after this guy.
What?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I kid. I just want to see your reaction. What?
I was like, okay, man, but Charlie Bill's a bad mofo. You think last dude was bad?
Last dude was bad. It took me, 6 hits? 6 attacks just to hit him.
Yes, but there you go. There's the deadliness of Savage Worlds.
Yeah. But Little Beaver will look at Paloma to sort of get guidance on how to respond to this character.
All he's doing is actually offering you a job.
Sorry, I was ordering cheese.
It's always cheese with you.
Lactose
Listen, I
intolerant.
haven't had brie since before we ended
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Oh, brie.
It's been a hot minute.
Brie covered peep s'mores.
Ben fantasizes about cheese.
No, that would be Bunny.
Anyway, Little Beaver, how are you dealing with this guy? He's wanting to know where Genthro is. Mr. Hex.
I know what he's wanting. But Little Beaver is going to speak in Lakota to Paloma.
Okay.
What should we do? Take him back to camp or... Beaver's not a smart Indian. Brave, maybe. Stupid, yes, but...
I don't know, Paloma.
I couldn't hear over my chewing. What?
She's eating her curds and whey.
All right, we'll give Cliff Notes. Are we gonna take this guy back to camp or say
Rooster?
fuck it? No, no. Charlie Bill here, the
Oh.
guy who
Bill Buckner.
the guy who possibly has a job for us with the railroad again. Do you want to do the railroad anymore? Or are you want to say fuck it, no more railroad? Like somebody said in
I,
chat.
more
I
fucking
feel like I
train.
didn't care from start to finish. Why would I have an opinion on this?
You were too busy eating cheese, weren't you?
No, I mean like think like from my character's point of view, I don't think she would have any feelings either which way if we did or if we didn't, right? She doesn't necessarily value civilized money. She just wants to trade things and favors. So it doesn't really matter to her either which way. I don't.
Okay.
Pluma trades
Lucifer's
favors,
character
huh?
don't.
Okay, good enough.
That's
Um,
what it is.
little. Go ahead.
So yes.
Sure, why not? Let's let the other people make a decision for it. They would care more about that kind of money, yeah? So let's, yeah, sounds good. Good idea. Good thinking.
The Denver Pacific
Little beaver gonna
doesn't.
turn to big-brained beaver soon.
I don't think you
With
run there.
with that retort by Paloma, Little Beaver speaks in plain English. They around, and just walks on by.
Your brain?
It's windy or not, okay.
Yeah, but you'd have
Take it
to.
up from Port 51 up there to the next stop and then come back the other way.
You could.
Right to Virginia City again.
You could make it to Fort. That's actually a way to get there. You could-
Yeah, well, I think Fort 51 is near that other perdition town that we were in.
No, that was in Kansas, man. That's before you even got to Denver. What the hell?
That perdition town was not so bad.
So you guys take Charlie Bill back, and he walks up to fuck, guys.
That is not what I said, but
What'd you say? You
can-
weren't taking him back?
all I said was, I respond with, "They are around," and just walks on by. But we'll bring him back. That
No, that's
works.
all right.
Bring
No,
him-
that's all right.
No.
You walk off, and he just looks at you, kind of strange, and he turns around and he walks into the saloon.
Does he say ow?
He didn't say anything. He just looks like...
No, he walked into it.
No, he didn't walk. He walked through the swinging doors, Jeb. I'm going to have to paint you a picture here. The swinging... Yeah. You guys make it back
I'm
to
just
camp.
being a smart ass.
Oh, I know, smartass. All started here. I think when I started the session, I told you guys to whisper to me. I don't know. So you guys, you're milling about town. We're gonna call the session right there, I think. Because there's no sense in trying to get into anything from here. But you got some things to think about. You know, HG just came up with a plan that would work. It's a lot of traveling out of the way, but it can be done. It is by train.
Boo, trains.
It would be more just like downtime, less struggle. We don't gotta worry about somebody killing us.
You sure about that?
Well, not that guy at least. I'm sure
We've
there's
been
other
on-
people that want to kill us. There's always people that want to kill us.
We've been on 2 trains, and both trains have been attacked or exploded or
Well,
other
yeah,
incident.
But not by ninjas. We really want to go have like ninjas attacking us?
Don't give him any ideas, damn it.
He doesn't have to give me ideas, man. I've read all this shit. And I'm talking
I said-
dragon riding ninjas.
I say defeats I got came out of the book for this area. I'm sure they're gonna use them against me if we try hard enough.
Good point.
HG, you've seen a lot of the Celestials walking around. Coming here and there. So, yep, your Mandarin will probably come in handy. You're probably pretty comfortable around the Chinese.
Yeah, he was basically sent to live out by them. They kept, pulling stuff up and whatnot.
They probably thought it was funny to teach this spindly old man some martial arts. Let's see, who's out there? Who's out there streaming tonight?
Opium habit.
So you're going to go find the opium den?
HG probably would, yes.
Is that Caesar that's streaming?
I don't know.
WML John 1.
I think he is. He said he was streaming.
Yeah, he's live.
Well, let's go raid him. So we're going to leave this session, and we're going to leave it like this. HG is sitting up a still. Timmons is trying to rustle up some grub, and he's learning pretty quick that people are advising you, don't buy too much in advance. Take what you can get when you can get it. Food seems to be spoiling pretty quick, and it's getting worse of late.
Yeah, so he only got 6 days worth of trail rations.
Okay, for everybody?
Total.
Total? Okay. It's enough to feed you guys for a day then. Or is it, how long does trail rations last? Basically it's beans and biscuits, I think. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a day.
So, Little Beaver, Paloma, you're still roaming around town, I guess.
We were said that we were coming back, didn't we?
Okay, you're going back. That's right. And you said you're going to take a nap. So.
Well, she said she needs to take a nap. She didn't say I'm going to go back and take a nap then, because that's inappropriate.
How many power points do you get back at a
15.
15 when you
rest?
rest?
You said how much do I?
Yeah. It's like you get so many.
It depends. If I do like my meditative communing with nature stuff, because I have my hindrance for the old ways, I get some back.
If you did that, I'd say you'd have to get out in the wilderness for a little bit. You know, because if you're going to commune with nature, it's not going to be around here. So you might have to travel.
Well, I mean, it doesn't technically have to be with nature, just the spirits and not using too much high-fingered things if she doesn't have to, which we haven't been able to avoid doing so.
Well, you'd still probably, to do a ritual like that, you'd probably want to get away from all these people, though. You know, following the old ways, it'd be something that, which is not a big deal, you know, you spend a half a day right away from town out into the desert and do your thing. Eat some peyote while you're at it. Yep, no ganja, but there's peyote, man. Little Beaver, Paloma takes a nap, so I imagine you're sticking close to camp, or you must have went AFK. And somebody was going somewhere. Genthro, I take it, still out gathering information. And you guys got somebody to meet tomorrow, so we're going to leave it. I'm going to roll the clock forward to when we come back next session. It will be the 14th of May. At 7 a.m. And HG's cooking his whiskey. So with that, we're going to try to find WML John. One viewer. This is Caesar. He plays in Drake's Tuesday night game, and he's running Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So let's raid him. And WLM John 1. I think I can do that from.
Should just be able to type /raid.
Yeah, but I was going to do it from the bot, but I don't think it did it. Yeah, I'll pop back over here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
here we go.
It says we're raiding with 8 raiders.
8 raiders, like a bunch of pirates. Here we go. Thanks for coming by the stream tonight, and the bits and the subs. All of you guys, we appreciate it much. And we will see you tomorrow night for Vino's game. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.